Magnentius was a Roman emperor who briefly ruled during a turbulent period of the Roman Empire. His reign, from 350 to 353 AD, was marked by civil war, political intrigue, and religious conflict, but his rise to power and subsequent downfall have been subjects of significant historical interest. Magnentius was born around 303 AD, possibly in the region of Gaul, modern France. He was a soldier by profession, rising through the ranks due to his military prowess. His early career remains largely obscure, but he is believed to have served in various military roles, including as a tribune and later a senior officer in the imperial army. By the time of Emperor Constance's rule, Magnentius had established himself as a trusted leader within the Roman military. Constans was the younger son of Constantine the Great, and after Constantine's death in 337 AD, the empire was divided among his three surviving sons, Constans, Constantine II, and Constantius II. Constans was given control over the western part of the empire, including Gaul and Britain. Magnentius, an officer in Constance's army, played a significant role in the emperor's military campaigns. However, in 350 AD, a political crisis erupted in the Western Empire when Constans was murdered. The exact reasons behind Constance's death remain unclear, but it is widely believed that Magnentius was responsible for orchestrating the assassination. According to some sources, Magnentius's motivation was to seize power for himself, as he had aspirations to become emperor. After Constance's death, Magnentius declared himself emperor in 350 AD, rallying the army and securing his position in Gaul. Magnentius's proclamation as emperor was not uncontested. The eastern part of the empire, ruled by Constantius II, Constance's surviving brother, refused to recognize Magnentius's authority. Constantius II, who had already consolidated power in the east, viewed Magnentius's rise as a rebellion and quickly began preparing for war. Magnentius initially enjoyed some success in his bid for control of the Western Empire. He was able to gain support from the army and even from some regional elites who were dissatisfied with Constance's rule. However, the death of Constans alienated many supporters who had been loyal to the previous emperor. Magnentius's reign was also marked by religious conflict, particularly with the Christian Church. Magnentius, though a pagan, did not persecute Christians as severely as some of his contemporaries. However, he failed to gain the full support of the Christian population, particularly with Constantius II's strong backing of Christianity. Despite the initial momentum of his rule, Magnentius faced constant military pressure from Constantius II. The two emperors engaged in a series of battles, with the most decisive being the Battle of Mursa Major in 351 AD. This battle was a significant defeat for Magnentius, as his forces were decisively defeated by Constantius II's army. Though Magnentius managed to escape with his life, the loss of the battle severely weakened his position and morale. Following the defeat at Mursa Major, Magnentius was forced to retreat to Gaul. Despite his efforts to regroup, he struggled to maintain control over his territory and faced internal dissent. Moreover, the people of the western provinces began to lose faith in his leadership, especially as his position continued to weaken against the more powerful Constantius II. By 353 AD, Magnentius's reign was on the brink of collapse. His forces were disorganized, and Constantius II had managed to rally a powerful army to invade the western provinces. Magnentius's final defeat came when Constantius II's army captured him after he attempted to flee. Magnentius's reign ended with his death in 353 AD. The circumstances surrounding his death are debated, but most sources agree that he committed suicide rather than face execution. It is likely that he took his own life to avoid the humiliation of being paraded through the streets of Rome as a prisoner. His death marked the end of his brief and tumultuous reign. Magnentius's brief rule over the Western Roman Empire was a symptom of the political instability that plagued the empire during the 4th century AD. His rise to power was facilitated by military support, but he was unable to maintain control against the determined opposition of Constantius II. Despite his relatively short reign, Magnentius left a significant mark on the history of the late Roman Empire. In terms of military tactics, Magnentius was a capable general, but his political acumen and ability to manage the empire proved inadequate in the face of both internal dissent and external military pressure. His reign also occurred during a time of growing religious conflict, with the rise of Christianity challenging the traditional Roman pagan elite. Magnentius himself was a pagan, which may have contributed to his inability to garner the support of the increasingly powerful Christian factions in the empire. In the broader historical context, Magnentius's reign is often seen as a tragic chapter in the history of the Roman Empire, marked by personal ambition, military conflict, and the inability to sustain power in a divided and increasingly unstable empire. His rule was followed by a period of greater centralization under Constantius II, who would go on to rule the entire empire until his death in 361 AD. While Magnentius himself faded from historical prominence after his death, his rebellion highlighted the volatility of imperial succession in the later stages of the Roman Empire, setting the stage for the complex power struggles that would follow in the years to come.